All right, so we just ended the podcast, but I'm really pissed off. Ian over here, we're talking about Dak Prescott, all right? So listen up. This is Sea Lunch Sports. Got Ian over here in his black polo, Hayden with the Ball Is Life shirt. We're just going to go at it. Tell me who's better than Dak Prescott, and we're going to argue his worth.
I want a little bit of pretense before we started this. We ended the podcast, and I always thought, we were on the same side. Like, I think you maybe not quite as much as me, but we were close, right?
Okay.
And I don't know what kind of black magic Hayden worked on you while I was gone, but you're just off the shit.
No,
you're completely off.
To clarify,
always knew Hayden.
My only point has ever been that Dak Prescott is. I said that there are 15 quarterbacks better than Dak Prescott.
False.
There are 15 quarterbacks right now who I would say are better than Dak Prescott, and 2 quarterbacks who you could argue will be better than Dak Prescott next season. Now, my only reason in saying that was not to dog on Dak Prescott, but it was to say that Dak Prescott doesn't deserve to get $30+ million a year like Carson Wentz just got. That was our conversation the other day. So now, Ian, I told him my 15 quarterbacks, and should I go ahead and read my 15 quarterbacks out, or do you want to read them off of my list?
Go ahead, and I'll go through them.
Okay. So I had Patrick Mahomes, Tom Brady, Deshaun Watson, Phillip Rivers, and then I had Andrew Luck, Ben Roethlisberger, and then Drew Brees, Jared Goff, Russell Wilson, Carson Wentz, Kirk Cousins, Matt Ryan, Cam Newton, Aaron Rodgers, and Matt Stafford. And then the 2 you could argue will be better next season are Jimmy Garoppolo and Baker Mayfield. But
I'll add next season Mitch Trubisky to that list.
You could, but
I'll add Sam Darnold.
I'm only going with 15.
Oh, okay, now you're getting ridiculous.
I'm only saying that there are 15. Those other 2 that I mentioned, I'm not including them. So, of those 15 quarterbacks, who do you think Dak Prescott is better than?
Let's start at the top.
Mine was in no order, by the way.
Patrick Mahomes. I know yours isn't in order, but we're just going to start. I wrote down the quarterbacks you listed. Patrick Mahomes. Right now, yes.
Never, ever will he be as good as Patrick Mahomes.
Career-wise, probably.
No, not probably. 100%.
That. No.
100%. He will never be as good as Patrick Mahomes. You watch Patrick Mahomes.
Say that again.
Kansas City had such a great year. Patrick Mahomes played great. Dak Prescott played
50 touchdowns.
No.
Did you say Patrick Mahomes probably?
I said he will probably be better career-wise than Dak Prescott.
1,000%.
Undoubtedly,
close.
Patrick Mahomes is now and will be forever, like till the day that he is dead, better than Dak Prescott. And I'm not even saying that to dog on Dak Prescott. Once again, Patrick Mahomes is just out of this world talented.
Probably.
50 touchdowns in his first season of starting.
I'm not going to give a quarterback anything after 1 year. And that's why I say probably.
You just said off recording that Dak could have won MVP off his rookie year when he threw for 3,000 yards.
He had an outstanding rookie, but we won't.
Pat Mahomes, okay. That's
Tom
one.
Brady, yes. Deshaun Watson, it's close. Close.
It's not.
I think Deshaun Watson, I think he's got that it factor that Dak has as well. And I think he's way better for it. And I'm a huge Deshaun Watson fan.
Did you just say Dak has an it factor?
He has a little bit of
Don't you even.
He's a game manager. He's a game manager. He couldn't do shit without Amari Cooper. Even with Zeke.
Have you seen when the game's on the fucking line, Dak Prescott steps up and he gets it done?
Oh, really? Playoff games? How many playoff games has he won?
2.
Huh? How many?
Said 2.
2.
Yes.
Interesting. Okay.
He's won 2 and 4.
Okay.
He's going
Deshaun Watson.
He's won 2 and 3 years.
Put Deshaun Watson on the Cowboys. We
Super
might have
Bowl
won the Super Bowl.
Super Bowl contenders.
I don't think they're that much better.
I think Deshaun Watson does as much or more. I would say more with less. So he has DeAndre Hopkins. but he doesn't have the running game. He doesn't have the same offensive line. And the Cowboys' defense is
offensive
better
line
than
is
the Houston
terrible.
Texans defense.
It was. He got sacked. He was the highest sacked quarterback this year, wasn't he?
65 times. He was
Yeah.
sacked 65 times.
No, I'm not telling you you're wrong.
Run, just like he can run better probably than
He can
Dak.
run better than Dak.
And he can pass the ball, especially deep down the field, better than Dak Prescott.
I'm not saying you're wrong, but I'm saying it's close.
Okay. So should I count him towards
What?
3 or should I keep it at 2?
Deshaun Watson is better. Put the third finger up. Ignore
I
whatever.
don't know. I think if I was starting a team, I'd take Dak Prescott.
Okay, I'm keeping it at 2. But that dog is going to need to console you because I need some love too. That's
Philip
Continue.
Rivers.
I
Yes.
can't, dude.
Okay.
I can't.
Hey, y'all know what I learned? This is stupid, but I noticed when you did that. So in like South America, they go 1, 2, 3. No, 1, 2, 3, 3. Because that feels awkward to me. Because this is like an insult. This means you're.
Well, I hope we don't have any people listening from the South.
It's Venezuela. It's just Venezuela. Never mind.
Oh, just Venezuela?
But, yeah,
Okay.
my attention.
Well,
Yeah. So never
I hope we do. But if they're listening, then I apologize. This is just one of the ways in America that's acceptable for saying 3. So I'll go here.
Yeah.
3.
All right. Andrew Luck. Yes.
Yes.
Ben Roethlisberger this year. No.
Hold on. Let me read Ben Roethlisberger's stats up.
They played like piss. The whole team played like piss.
Ben Roethlisberger didn't. Hold on. Antonio Brown was out, and he still threw over 5,000 yards, threw 34 touchdowns, 16 interceptions. That's notable. But his QB rating, let's see what it is, 96.5. Dak Prescott's QB rating, with less yards, less touchdowns, and less interceptions, but just throwing the ball all the way less, 96.9. So their QB rating was comparable, but Ben Roethlisberger just did more without 2 of his biggest stars.
I haven't looked at stats on any of it. All
Okay.
I'm telling you is I bought NFL Sunday ticket and I screwed off at school and I sat there and did not get off the couch on Sunday. And all I did was watch football.
So
And
did
I thought
Go ahead.
Ben Roethlisberger,
Go ahead. Ben Roethlisberger is better than Dak Prescott. Go ahead.
career-wise, yes. Dak Prescott's young,
Okay.
but I think if
I'm
you're
going to
looking at
keep
what
my
he's done
hand
over
up. I'm
and,
going
and before last year, before this year,
Ben Roethlisberger 1,000 times over Dak Prescott.
look.
this
I'm
year,
going to keep.
Yes.
Look. I'm going to keep my hand at 4, and I'm just going to let you finish out your list. And then at the end of your list, I'm going to make my point. Continue.
Drew Brees, no. Yes, I just want to see if I can get a reaction. Drew Brees, yes.
right.
I think I may have broke him. That may have done it.
You might have broke.
Jared Goff, no. Jared Goff, that team is outstanding. The LA Rams are just their entire team. On paper, they've got the
receiver midway through the year, but no big deal.
On paper, they are the best team in football. Jared Goff.
Best receiver midway throughout the year, but no big deal.
Jared Goff
Dak was
a
3-5, 3-6
manager,
until they got Amari.
and he does it poorly.
Jared
I
Goff.
think, as I told you guys before we started recording, if Jared Goff is on that team, they win a Super Bowl. Did I say Jared Goff? If Dak Prescott is on that team, they win the
That's
Super
a
Bowl.
joke.
I think.
That is a joke.
That's
Jared
false.
Goff does not have the it factor. He's going to be, in my opinion, when his team is not as talented, he's going to be a mid-tier quarterback his entire career. I don't think he's very good.
Okay. So
Not
that's
in Jared
still
Goff.
5
What's
quarterbacks.
Dak's excuse? The Cowboys are loaded.
Dak played well second half of the season.
Once they got Amari Cooper.
Yes, when they had help in the receiving core.
Jared Goff lost his best receiver midway through the year.
Yeah, but they've got other receivers on that team. If you look at the Cowboys receiver, it's filled with rookies and no names. Alan Hurns was the guy.
Actually, let's go through this. Who are the Rams receivers?
Let me pull it up.
Robert Woods, who is a bust first-round pick.
Robert Woods may have been the best receiver on the Cowboys if you put him in before Amari Cooper out there.
Is Robert Woods a worthy number 1 overall receiver on a team?
Hell no.
No.
Brandon Cooks, who was traded twice.
You loved him.
I'm not a Giant fan myself, but he's a decent player.
He's not a number 1 receiver. He was a Saint. I know. Better than anyone.
And you loved him.
No, I didn't. He was never a number 1 receiver. That's why I was happy when they traded him so Michael Thomas could be the number 1 guy.
Cooper Kupp, best
What?
receiver, tore his Achilles halfway through the year.
Kupp
Not his ACL.
His
He tore
ACL.
his
That's
ACL
exactly
halfway
what
through
I
the
just
year.
said. He lost his best receiver.
Yes, so he lost his best receiver. Brandon Cooks, that's a solid number 2 receiver.
Okay. But that's
Robert
not a number 1 receiver.
Okay,
No.
continue.
Robert Woods.
It's 2.
Josh Reynolds stepped up late in the season. Stepped up in the playoff.
Hold on. That's right.
And I don't know who the hell plays tight end for the Rams.
Is it Jared Cook?
No.
Was it Jared Cook?
Oh, he was on the Raiders.
Yeah,
He used to be on the Rams. Well,
no, he used to be on the
Raiders. On the Raiders. He was in Oakland. He's now a Saint.
he played for the Rams from 2013 to 2015.
Yeah.
He's now on the Raiders. Regardless, that list of wide receivers and tight end, actually, I don't know who their tight end. It's okay. It's nothing special.
They had an elite offense.
Just keep going. Keep going.
We have 5. Okay,
Just one big name that we forgot to let off, Todd Gurley.
We have Zeke.
You're going to say the same thing about Zeke, and you're going to say the same thing about Dak, and I'm not disagreeing with you, but he took a ton of pressure off Jared Goff.
What does Zeke do for Dak?
Let's real quick. Let's compare the rosters of the Rams and the Cowboys. Just the offenses.
Let's compare both running backs receiving wise. Who's the better receiving running back out of the two?
I don't know. You tell me all the time Zeke is the best receiving running back in the NFL.
No, I think Todd Gurley is the best receiving running back in the NFL.
That's not true, but anyway.
So you have Amari Cooper, who's better than anybody that we listed. Yeah. We have Cole Beasley.
Not better. I don't know. Is he better than Cooper Kupp?
Well, Cooper Kupp didn't play most of the season.
Played half the season.
Okay, so Amari Cooper played half the season. So yeah. I'm putting them at about even. Then you've got Cole Beasley, Brandon Cooks. I'm putting them at about even. I don't think Brandon Cooks was that much. As far as production.
Had it terrible. See, production-wise, last year, Brandon Cooks, by far.
Okay, let me look at this real quick. Cole Beasley didn't have a terrible season.
Cole Beasley didn't touch the ball in half the games.
Cole Beasley, okay. Real quick.
What did he finish with? 500 yards?
672.
Yeah.
And let's see, Brandon Cooks.
Honestly, I feel like he had less. Because I remember spanning the
game. Oh, no, actually, Brandon Cooks had a really good year this year.
Yeah.
1,200. In part because Jared Goff is good. But anyway, so give Brandon Cooks the edge. I'm giving Amari Cooper the edge. And then, I don't know, tight end. We didn't really have that much of a tight end. I don't really know who was on the
Tyler Higbee.
And then Zeke and Todd Gurley, in my opinion, about the same. They both had about equal supporting cast, but Jared Goff just had better numbers.
Yeah, but overall, I think roster-wise, the Rams are the better team.
On the
offensively, I think they are.
I mean, I think Todd Gurley is a little bit better.
I think the Rams are the better offensive team.
If they're better, I don't think it's by enough to. I don't think it's by much.
they definitely morphed together better than the Cowboys did this past season.
Okay. I want to hear the rest of your list. I got 5 quarterbacks that you've said that are better than Dak.
Russell Wilson, I think they're similar, but I've got absolutely no reason to put Dak Prescott over him.
Okay, so 6.
Definitely Russ. Carson Wentz, fuck no, and I don't even want to go down that road.
Hayden,
Carson Wentz may be the worst. Carson Wentz is probably the worst quarterback on that list.
What? Hold on. Okay. You know what? Okay. Carson Wentz almost won an MVP. He would have won that MVP had he just finished the last 3 games?
Stay healthy.
Yeah, that's fine. But Deshaun Watson needs to stay healthy too.
He's also getting smacked every other play.
Yeah, Deshaun Watson is better. They're both better quarterbacks when they play, and they play most of the season, than Dak Prescott. I just don't see how that's, in my opinion, if you were to ask me who would I rather have, Dak Prescott or Carson Wentz, my answer 100% of the time is always going to be Carson Wentz.
You said if you asked the same question to Deshaun Watson, like you were saying, I don't have any problem with that. But Carson Wentz, no, because you to win Super Bowls, you've got to stay on the field.
That's fair.
That's on the field, and he can't win them anyway.
The guy is getting hurt. The guy can't stay healthy for a whole season.
I'm still taking my chances with
so he's coming back.
Carson Wentz.
He's 100% healthy. Sure, there's a conversation for that. But when he's not, I don't even think it's close. I think the Eagles are doomed. And I'll probably end up eating my words now. He'll probably stay healthy all year, and he'll probably shred us. But the guy cannot stay healthy, and then he comes back, and it's taking him longer to heal, so he's coming back and playing injured, and he's not playing well.
Okay.
So in a perfect world with no injuries, probably Carson Wentz. But overall, no.
I'm going to take my chances with an injured Carson Wentz, personally. But we got 6 quarterbacks.
We have 6 quarterbacks. Kirk Cousins, give me a break. You leaving? All right, bye.
All right, so slap him in the face for me, all right?
Can't hear you. All right. See. He said slap me in the face. Don't listen to him. Kennedy, don't worry about it. See ya. Kirk Cousins, hell no.
Okay, that's
Kirk
fine.
Cousins is the most secure quarterback I've ever
definitely,
seen.
I would take Kirk Cousins, but
Go ahead.
Your opinion, I think that
Kirk Cousins sucks.
Not argue that one.
If you had all these quarterbacks and they were all healthy and they were all playing to their full potential, Kirk Cousins is without a doubt the worst one on the list.
Go ahead.
Kirk Cousins, not a good quarterback. Matt Ryan.
Good quarterback.
Yeah, Matt Ryan. He's
Better.
been borderline. He's not quite. So yeah, Matt Ryan's better. I'd rather have Matt Ryan.
7. I'm just not gonna
right now, though. Right now, and this is just me trying to buggy y'all a little bit. But Matt Ryan right now, if I'd take Dak Prescott or Matt Ryan right now, I'd probably take Dak Prescott because he's younger. But that doesn't matter. Cam Newton. Yeah, I'm a big Cam Newton fan. Yeah, 8. Get down, dog. Aaron Rodgers, yes. Matt Stafford, yes.
Okay. Was that my entire list?
Yes.
So the guys you left off were Ben Roethlisberger, Kirk Cousins, Carson Wentz, Deshaun Watson, and someone else.
Yeah. Deshaun Watson, Ben Roethlisberger, Jared Bum, Carson Wentz, and Kirk Cousins.
Okay. So there are 10 So we're all in agreement that there are at least 10 quarterbacks who are better than Dak Prescott right now.
Yeah.
Okay, so my initial point, it was a podcast. I don't know if it was the last one that we did or what, but my initial point was when Carson Wentz got paid that $128 million contract over 4 years, that would probably drive up the price for Dak Prescott, and I don't want to pay him $30+ million. And I think that I can justify that by saying that all of us agree that there are 10 quarterbacks at least who are better than Dak Prescott. And I don't think that you should pay a quarterback who is in the second third of the, in the second tier of quarterbacks, 30 plus.
You could argue third tier.
You what?
You could argue he's in third tier.
You could argue he's in the third tier.
I think you've got your first 4 or 5 or your first 3 or 4 quarterbacks who are your elite quarterbacks, and then you've got those second tier guys down to probably 10, and then I think Dak probably falls to the top of that third tier.
Right. So my opinion on Dak is not necessarily that he's a bad quarterback. I think Hayden doesn't think that he's that good of a quarterback right now. I just don't think that we've seen enough from Dak to justify paying him the money that we're seeing attached to his name in the media. And I think that he could be a bad, like if he doesn't perform this season, I'm not entirely sure that I really want him that bad. I'm completely fine with, if we just absolutely suck, I'm completely fine with taking a quarterback in the first, franchise tagging Dak, taking a quarterback in the first round and trying to build something for the future that doesn't include Dak Prescott. Which is my opinion. But I do think he has the potential to be better than that top 15 that I just listed. Yeah. He has the potential. I just want to see after this season.
I'm not. I would not be happy with the team doing that. And talk to me after we have that bad season, after we go, what do you consider a bad season? What, we win 8 games?
8-8.
Yeah. 9-7. So say we go 8-8.
If we win, I want to win at least 10 games, and I think that we have to win. We need to go to the NFC Championship, in my opinion. The way the team is structured right now, you've got Amari Cooper, you have Randall Cobb, you have Jason Witten, who's back, Zeke is back, Travis Frederick is probably going to be back. The offensive line's going to be good, and then you have a defense that was really good last season and shut a lot of really solid offenses out. I think that now's the time. If Dak can't do it, then maybe keep him around for another year or two, try to franchise tag him, and if he doesn't play, then that's on him. But I think that, basically that's all I can say.
I'm not disagreeing with you in that aspect. I think you're right. We've got the team built to where you've got championship aspirations. I think the biggest question mark in the entire puzzle is going to be Travis Frederick's health. I know they're saying he's going to be ready to start the season, but I think it's going to affect the team greatly if he's not ready to go. But that's going to be a big aspect of it. But if he's healthy, and everyone's ready to go come week 1, and we underachieve, then we've got some issues. We've got some big issues. But I don't think it helps at all to draft a quarterback in the first round. If you go 8-8, where are you picking? Mid first round, 15, 16?
16, something like that.
Yeah. Do we have that pick? We don't have that pick, do we?
We have it.
We do?
Yeah, the pick that was traded was for Amari Cooper. That was last season.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's the draft.
So the upcoming draft will have that. Yeah. We'll have that draft pick. I think that it just depends. I mean, I think we have a pretty complete team.
We do.
Overall, I mean, yeah, sure, you could argue that maybe we need a safety, but overall, safety wasn't that bad last season. It just was the weakest thing for defense. The corners were fine for corners for a while. We've drafted some corners recently. We've got defensive ends. Marcus Lawrence is a beast, and then Robert Quinn's been brought in. I'm assuming going after this season, Randy Gregory, they're wanting to keep him, which is questionable. But if you're keeping him now, you're probably going to re-sign him next season. Defensive tackle, we just drafted a few, or we at least drafted one. I think defensively we have everything taken care of. And then offensively, if Travis Frederick is out, then I think that that's unfortunate. I think that makes our offensive line go from great to still pretty good. But I don't think that it's a matter of that's going to be what costs the Cowboys the Super Bowl. I just think that costs the offensive line being elite.
A center should never be able to cost you a Super Bowl.
Even if you – well, yeah, I agree with that. But I think that so every team always has at least one weakness. Or maybe not even a weakness, but something that just could improve. The Patriots have things that they could improve all the time, and they still win Super Bowls. The Rams had a horrible run defense, and they still made it to the Super Bowl. Every team has something. So if Dak needs a perfect team all around him, then I think that's a tall order for him to ask.
Yeah.
So that's why I don't like this whole Dak friendly thing that everyone talks about, because there are a bunch of quarterbacks out there that don't need a Matt Stafford friendly or Aaron Rodgers friendly offense, or even a Matt Ryan. You know, there are a bunch of quarterbacks who aren't elite that just need solid pieces. They'll be fine.
So I agree with you in that aspect, but I think I disagree with you there is the fact that we take a quarterback in the first round, because I think you're not going to find a quarterback unless you hit gold that you're confident is going to prevent having this guy friendly offense in the middle of the first round. You might, but are you willing to risk?
The only reason I say that is because the Redskins just picked one after, what was it, 13, 14 overall? Who was it? Ohio State, Dwayne Haskins.
Dwayne Haskins.
Quarterback. Pat Mahomes was picked in the middle of the first round. I think Deshaun Watson was picked toward the later end.
Yeah, but my question is, are you willing to risk your team's quarterback's the glue of your team. So are you willing to risk the unity that you have there on this quarterback after you have a guy that they believe is their guy? Are you willing to take this quarterback in the middle of the first round and risk having that? Well, yeah, but look what you're doing. It may drive the competition, but you're saying, I don't buy into you. And I think there's room for improvement, whether it be you, whether it be this guy, and we're going to find out.
Mm-hmm.
So I think unless you hit with that quarterback, I think that's going to hurt the team's unity as a whole if you do that.
So what I do have to say is I'm not saying we should, like a year in advance, I'm not saying that we should take a quarterback next first round. I'm just saying that if things end up being not so good, that should be something that we should consider. And in that event, I don't think that that's necessarily a bad thing, because as I said, the competition I think drives up. I think Dak can handle it. If there's one thing that you can't question about Dak, he's a pretty stable personality. He's not going to, be a dramatic character. He's just going to go in, do his job, and come back out. And so if you bring in another quarterback in the first round, that might be a little bit of an insult, but that's not going to change the way he plays. I think that he will be just fine. And I think that if he underperforms and this quarterback seems to be someone that you think is going to be good, then you could let Dak Prescott go if you don't think that he's the right one the season after. And I'm going under the assumption that you franchise tag Dak. I'm not sure exactly if that would be what happens, but under the assumption if you can actually do that, then I don't think that's a bad sequence of events. I also think the Cowboys have a good amount of positions locked up for the next few seasons, but I don't think that's going to happen. They'll probably pay him either this offseason or next offseason. And I think that, like I said, I know Hayden might disagree with this, but I think the Cowboys are a Super Bowl contender right now. It's just I'm not entirely sold on Dak Prescott. If he does it, that's great. If he doesn't, we need to start asking ourselves some questions. That's my only issue.
I don't disagree with you.
I can't about Dak Prescott anymore.
I'm gonna go on record, tell you guys what I tell you every year: Cowboys will win the Super Bowl this year.
I hope you're right,
and I'm
really
confident in it. I can't. Can you think of any teams going into this season that we could not hang with? I can't.
I think the Cowboys can hang with any team.
Me too.
I think that the Rams and the Saints probably should still be the favored teams in the NFC.
So if you look at it, we haven't been great. We've been good. And this year, going into the season, safety would be our weakest position. But I think this team is stronger than any Cowboys team that I've seen in a long time. And I think they've also, a lot of the guys have had a year now or a couple to grow together. I think if it's gonna happen in the near future, it's gonna be this year.
I agree. Well, there you have it. Ian,
that was fun.
Thinks that Dak Prescott is closer to top 10. I think that he's absolutely out of the top 15.
And Hayden
We'll
thinks
see
he's out of
this
the top
season.
10.
Hayden just doesn't think Dak Prescott is good at all. We'll see this season if the Cowboys can capitalize on the opportunity that's around Dak Prescott.
Yeah. Hayden, before we end, could you give me just a tier where you'd put Dak?
I'm done talking about Dak Prescott. He's not worth my time.
Well,
Ridiculous.
there you have it. Follow us on Twitter @LunchSports. Give us any ideas that you have through DM or just posting at us. We'll see y'all later.